Okay, I think we are live. Can you hear me, Lee? You're there?
Yep.
All right. Okay, now you should see that speaker thing.
Now you should see that. Yeah. There we go.
Okay, cool. All right, LGP tonight, everybody. LGP, you know me. We are talking Little Green People tonight with my homeboy Lee. We're going to talk about Golden Age. How's everybody doing? Sorry, it's been like 3 weeks since we've done a stream, but hey, man. Got some shit going on. I'm moving, actually. Lee, I don't know if you know this. I'm moving.
Oh, nice.
So I'm moving across the street.
Oh, nice. I'll go up with that.
Thank you very much. So it's going to be a new spot. And this might be the last stream in this legendary room. So you might be here for the last Power Comics stream from the Power Comics headquarters, which is pretty wild.
Yeah. That is an honor.
Yeah, well, happy to have you. So this is the face of John Tar. John Tar returns. I don't know if you've had a chance to read John Tar yet, or John Tar returns. I gotta hook you up with that.
Yeah, I'm excited to read John Tar. I know his story, but I haven't read John Tar yet. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. How's everybody doing in chat tonight? Let me know if you're here. Hey, what's up, Colin? I see you're here. I see... Ooh, Tad's here. Tofo's here. Oh, man, Tofo, I am wiped. Today was moving all the comic boxes. I moved all the comic boxes over to the new spot. Man, that's a lot of work. It's tons. All the Power Comics have been relocated. What's up, Dominic? Oh, is Dominic, is that, Uncle Bounty? Lee?
I know. Uncle Bounty's Aaron.
Oh, sorry. I forgot that. I only know him as Uncle Bounty. What's up, Dominic? He better fucking show up. That's all I gotta say.
I hope
Show is for him. How many short boxes? I think I got around like 5 short boxes. I think I'm a 5 short box guy. I think I got 4 or 5. A lot of Power Comics doubles. I also have like, the Floating World copies are in there. So it's not a ton. And then I got, I don't know. How many graded comic books do you own, Lee? How many do you have?
Graded?
Yeah. What do you got, like 50?
Yeah, a little more.
Really?
Like 70 or so.
70. I think I got like 40. 35, 40.
I mean,
Bar 2 DM is here.
That's a very good amount there.
Yeah. What's up, Bar 2 DM? Welcome. Yeah, it is a good amount. Yeah, it is. It's crazy. It keeps growing.
Hey, Daniel.
Sup. But yeah, we are excited tonight, guys, because we're getting into... This is the first time that we've ever talked about specifically Golden Age on this channel, like for a live stream. This is the first time, so I am very excited about that.
It's a very fun Golden Age topic, too.
This is the best Golden Age topic. little fucking green people? Are you kidding me?
Oh, I just noticed that Daniel put little green people as a bunch of little green people
Oh,
emoji.
yeah. That's awesome. Everybody use the LGP emoji that's in chat, apparently. That's
I've been
awesome.
trying to find a good emoji for little green people, and we have not found the right one yet.
We have not.
It looks like that's it.
That's it. So we'll start here in just about 40 seconds. Everybody pile in. Get ready. What's up, Comic Crack? Power Comic Addicts. Hey, anybody out there order our latest releases? Crowbar 9, Earthman. They are shipping now. People are receiving them right now. So they make great holiday gifts. And they're awesome. Dominic, same here, man. Same here. I got into Golden Age over the pandemic like a lot of people did, I think. Nice, Insidious Monk. Good for you for having them pre-ordered. All right, Lee, shall we fucking start this show, man? Little green people, are you ready?
Absolutely.
All right, everybody. Let's do it. We'll see you on the other side.
Power Comics.
All right, everybody. What's going on? Thank you. Thank you. All right, welcome to the Power Comics YouTube channel. I am Evan Husney for our inaugural, very first ever episode of The Power Age, our new little series here we're going to do talking about the Golden Age comic books. And here to kick it off with me is my good friend and fellow Golden Age comic collector, Lee Polonsky. Lee, how's it going, my friend?
That's going great. Thank you so much for having me for this very special episode. Very excited to be here talking about Golden Age and Golden Age little green people. Gets no better than that. So
LGP.
I've been excited for this ever since you first mentioned that we were going to be, this was an idea. I've been very excited to have it happen. Finally, we're here.
It's crazy, man. It's so funny because what was it, a few months ago when we kind of first started met in person and we started talking about this. We were at an event in Dallas, and this amazing we should shout it out. It was called the Collector Summit in Dallas, which was at the Heritage Auctions facility, which was amazing. And I think I had this revelation when I was like, dude, fucking. I was trying to tell you about the Golden Age books I've been picking up, and it's like I realized that every single book I've been getting has little fucking green people on it. And I didn't even mean for that to happen.
That's how they operate. Yeah. They're menacing. You don't know that they're there, and then all of a sudden they're there and they're wreaking havoc.
They sure are. They are fucking shit up left and right in the Golden Age. Little green people, LGP. I realized I had like 6 or 7 comic books with little green people on the cover, so I figured. We decided we both love them. We've collected them over the years. We've owned them, and now we're gonna unveil for everybody the top 10 little green people covers that you and I have gone back and forth in this for months now, deliberating.
It was hard to make a top 10 list because there's so many good ones. We were saying we can make it easily top 20, top 50, and there would still be a lot left out. It's just a lot of. It was funny when we were talking about it first. You were telling me about the different covers that you were buying and that they had little green people. And there was a few covers that I really loved myself that I had no idea. I knew that I liked them, but I never really noticed they were little green people covers. That they actually had little green people. They were just either hidden or off to the side. But they're in a lot of covers.
They are.
That I really like, and they really add a lot to a lot of different covers. It's funny what they do.
It's crazy. It's a weird trope that appeared on a lot of these Golden Age covers. I don't know what the hell. Oh, Sean's in the chat. What's up, Sean? How you doing?
Hey, welcome. Sean. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining, man. Yeah, so it was just like, all these covers I'm collecting, and I'm realizing, God damn it, there's fucking little green people on every single one of these goddamn things. So we're going to get into that. But as I imagine, because Lee, you are a celebrity in the Golden Age comic collecting world. And so I figure that there's going to be a lot of new folks to the channel who have are going to be watching the live stream. We're going to be watching it, during a YouTube replay that don't know what Power Comics is or don't know what this channel is. So I thought that I would, to satisfy them, sort of explain what Power Comics is. But then also to the people that are, regulars here on the channel, because we don't really talk about Golden Age that much, kind of talk about Golden Age and why I think the two sort of, Power Comics and Golden Age are so linked together. And they are so, I think it's very important to contextualize for tonight. Yeah. So for those who don't know, a Power Comic, at least to me, is a self-published DIY comic book from probably the 70s, 80s, made by amateurs, people with no formal training, no professional writers or artists who have big dreams of making it big in the comic book industry. And they put everything they have into a comic book. They pour, all their soul into it for a year or two. They probably have a family member that has financed it, like an uncle or an aunt, and they get it out there into the world, and nobody gives a shit. Nobody buys it. It makes zero dent, unfortunately. That's the sad part, but there's a good end to the story because 30 to 40 years later, schmucks like me and my friends digging through dollar bins and quarter bins find these amazing relics, these unloved, beautiful, imperfect to most, but beautiful to us works of art that really have aged into almost like outsider art. That's the way I sort of look at it. So,
Yeah, it's really cool.
yeah, it's really amazing because they're not conventional. The art is rough around the edges, sure, but it just there's something about it. There's something tactile and amazing about it that just makes it look like something you've never seen before. So that's what we do here on the channel. We celebrate those. We elevate them, archive them, but we also publish them now. That's what we're getting into, is actually republishing our favorite power comics from 40 years ago. And I guess for Golden Age, why I think it's related to Golden Age, and feel free to chime in on this, is because, comic books, the Golden Age from the late 30s to the mid 50s is a period when people were trying to figure out what this medium was. There's a lot of amateur art all throughout the Golden Age. There's people trying to figure out, what this cartooning aesthetic is going to look like. There's a lot of wobbly perspectives. There's a lot of weird disproportionate bodies, all the things we like in power comics, right? And so I think there is a relationship there. And I also think in content-wise, like in power comics, there's no rules because it's basically, comic books made for no one. There's no real audience. No one's greenlighting these ideas, so it's a free form sort of Wild West thing, which is very similar to the Golden Age, where there's no comics code authority governing this. There's there's crazy horror, pre-code horror covers. There's grisly crime covers, and I guess what we're going to talk about tonight, World War II covers, where anything goes. The countries at war, and comic books were a medium to really show the rest of the United States who our enemies were. Japanese and the Germans, and they're going to go to the craziest, most heightened, wild, weird interpretations of that imaginable. And so I think it shares a lot. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I completely agree. And you said it perfectly. It was pretty much, in the Golden Age, it's a little more established artists than the power comics, but,
yes,
guys, maybe they would have made it, a different time. But, it was just artists that were allowed to use their imagination to the wildest extent.
Right.
And either leaning towards horror or just different categories. But with the horror and the little green people, that I don't know if there are little green people in the power comics, but
probably.
Yeah, probably. It's just, but similar. You're gonna see all kinds of wild things when you can do whatever you want and come up with whatever you want, and so I think it's a very, very perfect comparison where there's no rules, art, and they're trying to figure out.
We're trying to figure out what it is.
Like you said.
Yeah, find their footing. And what's up, Patrick? I see Patrick's here. Grail Keepers is in the
Patrick, great to have you.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Well, you mentioned established artists, and yes, we are going to see art tonight from great artists like Alex Schomburg, incredible artist. Yeah. But then you have Jack Kirby, man. You have a 20-year-old, 21, whatever, 22-year-old Jack Kirby in the Golden Age, who isn't the Jack Kirby we would know in the 60s. So. Yeah. There is some I don't know. It's kind of like the power comic version of Jack Kirby we're going to see tonight, which I think is super cool. I love that. So anyway, this has been a long time. This list we have agonized over, as I mentioned, and we're about to get into it. But before I do, if I can make a quick, cheap plug, if you don't mind, because I gotta pay the bills as well too. So check this out, everybody. If you're also new to the Power Comics channel, we are re-releasing these books, okay? So this is an example of literally probably one of my favorite Power Comics we've ever discovered. This is Earthman, which is now shipping. It's only $7.99. You can grab it on floatingworldcomics.com. This issue, Lee, was illustrated and written by a welder from Missouri. That's what we're talking about, welders, okay? This is a guy who worked as a welder in the 70s and self-published his own crazy, weird, nightmarish, nightmare logic vampire story called Earthman. We found it in a dollar bin. It blew our fucking minds. We found this guy, and we found him, tracked him down. He was still alive. He was 93 years old, and he was so taken aback by meeting us that he illustrated Earthman 2 for us. So if you want to see what a comic book by a 93-year-old man looks like, look no further than picking up the copy of Earthman. It's really amazing. It actually collects all of his work, Earthman 1 and 2, and this crazy evangelical book he did called Torch. and I absolutely love it. I'm his work is amazing, and you can just see like, look at this, like some of the panels here are all the blood has been drained. 2 tiny holes are in the throat. It's this very numb Nightmare Logic sort of vibe that is to. Oops, sorry, I almost spoiled our thing. Anyway, but this is available right now on Floating World Comics, and you can get this for $7.99 if you want to order. If you like to order it right now, it ships right now. You might get it before the holidays, but there it is: Earthman and Torch by Robert Nunn, $7.99. Okay, sweet. Are you ready for this?
Cool.
Should we do this?
Yeah. Oh, I'm very ready for that. That's very cool that you got him back, and 93 made a sequel to his creation. That's very cool.
Really insane, actually. Like if you want, I mean, this is the cover to Earthman too. Drawn on a poster board with markers. That's pretty amazing. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into the main topic at hand. Here we go. Everybody's here to discuss Little Green People. All right, so everybody feel free to jump in the chat. Tell us what you think about each of these picks. I'm pretty excited about it. Should we start with number 10?
Yeah. I'm also very curious, after we're done, if if the chat, has any others in mind that we missed in our search to find the 10 best.
Yeah, we were surprised how many there were, and there's a lot out there that we're not going to show tonight. So there's more. So definitely,
there's a ton.
Okay, so number 10, I have a few of these. I realize that 6 out of the 10 that we're covering tonight I actually own, which is
You're
pretty
a true
maddening.
LGP collector.
I am LGP. All right, so let's start with number 10. I'm going to get into it right now. This is, I'm going to hold it back here because the glare is insane. Mystic Comics number 8. Okay, now let's take a look at it here. Boom. So right now, this cover is special for number 10, and this is from 1942, published by Timely Comics. This is an Al Gabriel cover. He's kind of, I would say, one of the usual Timely guys, right, from that era. Yeah. But this one's notable because, yes, it does have little green people, but it also has little orange people too.
Yeah. As a mix of the two of them. Yes, but those are menacing little green people.
They are.
as they always are.
And what's awesome right off the top is this is a World War II era book. Obviously, you're seeing that here, with the swastika and everything. But this is The Destroyer, which I believe is one of Stan Lee's first co-creations in comics. So this is, I think just a few issues before
his
this.
Superhero creation.
Yeah, his first superhero creation. That's right. So, and then in typical amazing Golden Age World War II fashion, you're seeing this sort of torture, woman in bondage here, and we get this amazing Iron Maiden. I mean, the fucking cover is Iron Maiden on it. How cool is that? And look at this dude up here with the gun.
Yeah.
I mean, that awesome. Is amazing. And we should also say, we actually chatted about this before we hit record. We don't know what's up with why there's so many little green people or goblins or pygmies or whatever you want to call them, but they are just so prevalent on these covers. Yeah. And wow, that looks amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a cool cover.
It really is.
Yeah. Oh man.
And I also obviously when they have weapons, it's awesome. I also really do love that there's this crazy hanging station over here is really insane.
Overall, the whole cover is really crazy, and a lot of these are because usually when there's LGPs involved, it's already a crazy cover. But this one is it's crazy, and it was hard to put It was hard to put these in order. They're not necessarily in order of how good they are, but
that's right. That's right. They are kind of I think we put them in an order of severity of what in terms of what the little green people are doing perhaps to somebody. I think that's close to the list of how we listed them. But this is a great one, man, and I'm super excited to own it. I love the bat here, so it's got some horror tropes with it as well too, and this water. Oh man, it's a great cover. It's totally
it's
awesome.
It's very horror, like a horror World War II blend, which is my favorite flavor of comics when you get the horror World War II mixture. It's as good as it
true.
gets.
It's true. It's very true. Yeah, the Destroyer is awesome. Yeah, awesome. I mean, this character, they should bring this character back, man. He's such a cool design. Look at that. It's amazing. It's incredible.
His suit's definitely one of the best.
Yeah, it's the best suit. Best
pretty much
suit.
The Punisher before the Punisher.
Very true. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
So cool. So that's Mystic Comics number 8. I was lucky to grab mine. Just actually, what was it? A few weeks ago, I got this in a 7.
Just the other day, I thought.
It feels like just pretty recent pickup for me. It's in a 7.5 too, which is not a bad grade at all.
That's beautiful. It's a very tough book in any grade. That's a tough one. All the Mystics.
It is, yeah. It's my favorite run, man. It's one of my favorite Golden Age runs. It's just so awesome, and it was kind of like a dumping ground for Timely, because I think, Timely Comics, for those who don't know, that was the first iteration of Marvel. They were called Timely Comics in the 40s, Atlas in the 50s, and then Marvel as we know it in the 60s. So Timely is where, Jack Kirby was sort of, is where he was emerging, Stan Lee, obviously Alex Schomburg, as we're going to see here in a moment. But yeah, Timely Comics, Mystic Comics, number 8, 1942 is number 10. All right, you ready for...
Awesome one.
You ready for number 9? Okay, I kind of fought to get this one in. I'm sorry that I kind of fought to get it in. And we should talk about this. We had different lists, going into this, and we sort of compromised in some places, I feel like.
Yeah, no, but I mean, when you're making a top 10 list, and I think we did a great job, I think there's some good teamwork, and we got together and added and moved them around. I'm very happy with the list overall.
Me too. Yeah,
there's a few that I wish were here, but you can't have all of them on the top 10 list. You can't. It's just the way it is. But this is as good as a top 10 list as it gets.
It's true, and we do have honorable mentions because we're going to sneak some more in. Oh, James, I meant that he was the Destroyer was originally a Timely character. They did bring him back in Marvel for the Invaders, right? Well, I think he was part of the Invaders when they did that in the 80s. Or late 70s, whenever it was. But yes, he was folded into the Marvel thing, and they brought him back. All right, number 10. Is this the oldest one on the list? I think it might be. This is... Oh, I love this. This is our first Marvel Mystery Comics of the night, and there's going to be a lot of them, because there's a lot of LGPs in Marvel Mystery.
Invade the Marvel Mystery, right?
They sure did. So this is number 9, and I do own it. This is Marvel Mystery Comics number 12, Jack Kirby cover from 1940. 1940. And let's take a look. Let's take a look here at the LGP. Oh, man. So immediately off the bat, this is so great. Okay. You have this LGP gentleman here putting this...
LGP gentleman. They're never gentlemen.
I know. But he's putting on, a spiked mask? Like I'm guessing there's spikes on the other side of that mask. But, that's another trope you see in these Timely books, is like, a woman in peril who's being forced to put on a mask, Like Mystic Comics 3 comes to mind. They have that with a mask lowering on her face. But this is just amazing. And this is a Jack Kirby, Joe Simon cover, too, which is awesome to see. And but look at this. I mean, I love this one, dude. And this is the Angel, who is kind of the star of the early Marvel Mystery issues. Is he in Marvel 1? Is he in Marvel Comics 1? I think he is, right? That's his first appearance? I think so. I think so. And so, yeah, just 11 issues later, here he is wrestling with some LGP. And this amazing, God, such a trippy cover. I don't know. I absolutely love this one. I don't know. Thoughts?
Oh yeah, it's a great one. They're all so good, and the big yellow monster reminds me of that. It was also hard to put the list together because there's so many little green people, but there's also so many big green people and normal sized green people, and little green guys and wearing green suits, or just all different kinds of all different things and all different combinations. So for this list, though, we were trying to go just pure little green people, because there's a lot by themselves too.
There were some I had to veto because they were too big. They were too human sized. So some I had to veto.
A few monsters try slouching to get their way into LGP, but they really just aren't that small.
That's true. That is 100% true. And the pygmies. Now, one thing about the pygmies is I think that they don't they show up in Captain America? I think the pygmies, not on the cover, but I think in some of the interior stories, the pygmies show up in Captain America comics as well too. Sean points out the dungeon and stairs in the background. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Like there's so many great like this weird perspective into the those like dungeon stairs. And one thing that also I love about these early Marvel mysteries is like in the first 30-ish issues is the coloring. The coloring tactics of these early books. And something that I actually heard, I don't know if it's true, maybe it's just a rumor, but I heard that a lot of the early colorists for Timely were like teenage girls, who yeah, that's what I heard, that were hired cheap. And especially as the war went on, when, a lot of men are off fighting the war, that they hired teenage girls to make the coloring decisions on a lot of these old Timelies, which I think, they sort of lended their own aesthetic to this. Because I heard that Alex Schomburg, a famous Golden Age artist, was not exactly, he wasn't thrilled with that color treatment of the candy color sort of aesthetic.
Yeah.
And that's why when you see like Captain America comics into like the mid 40s, you see that the coloring is more closer to life-like, or more cartoon, not as abstract as this, with like yellow walls and purple walls and stuff. Like you see some Marvel mysteries where there's like tanks rolling up and they're like purple, green, and yellow, and which is I love that. Like,
no, yeah, it's great.
It's amazing. So it's that. Yeah, Colin. Oh, good. So you can kind of back me up on that. Amazing. So obviously we love this. This is a classic LGP here. I think it earns its spot at number 9. Yeah, absolutely. All right, should we go to the next one?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, this is a Lee pick for sure. I was not aware of this one before you'd suggested it as an LGP. So you're probably going to have to give this one a little more of an intro. But I don't own this one. Number 8, we are looking at Amazing Adventures number 4.
Oh,
boom!
Only one Little Green person, but I think it's one of my personal favorite Little Green People covers, because it's just a great. He's up. Well, what is he up to is the real question. He's controlling the robot, but it's just so funny, bizarre, weird, out there, and just perfect Little Green People. He's got that expression. It's great. This book really fits into almost every category for Golden Age.
It does.
Maybe
it's
not
true.
Western, but everything else. It's sci-fi. It's romance. It's LGP. It's weird menace. Pretty much. It's got crazy colors. It's got flowers. It really has everything.
Is this an airbrush too? It looks like it, or is it just a painted cover? No, it's painted, right?
I believe it's painted.
Yeah. This is pretty.
And I have a copy. I don't have it with me, but I do have a nice copy. I really like this book, and
so
I don't want to sidetrack too much, but also Amazing Adventures 5. I think we have it as an honorable mention, but number 5 also has a really cool LGP cover. But this one for me is awesome. But yeah,
we will definitely see that in the honorable mention. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it definitely like evokes like sci-fi paperback to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely a pretty awesome one. And there's awesome covers in this whole run, in the Amazing Adventures run too. There's awesome stuff.
It's short but sweet, and it's got some LGPs are in more than just one cover, so it's really cool to see.
It's awesome. So there you have it, number 8. That is okay. What's next? I just gotta make sure I'm getting my cue up here. Oh, okay. Oh man. All right. So got the Amazing Adventures. All right, check this out, guys. All right, this one, it feels almost criminal to me that it's this low on the list, but it really shows you how fucking good this list is, how strong the contenders are.
There's a lot of great ones.
Okay, so we're gonna pulp. It's more of a pulp cover. That's what I meant. It's pulpy. That's what it is. When I'm talking about the Amazing Adventures. Okay. Number 7 is one of my favorite. I think it's one of my favorite comic covers of all time. And it's only number 7. Yeah. But I love this. This is the gateway drug. I don't know if you know this. This is the gateway drug comic for me getting into Golden Age. Like this was the book. I know that. This is the book that I saw Travis Kawina in the chat. Sup, Travis? This is the book that Travis showed me. I had an opportunity to buy it from him at one point, and I let it go. And I learned the lesson that when you want things in the golden age, you just have to buy them instead of letting them go because they might not come back around for a while. It might be a while. So I let it go. I was bummed out because it really was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen. And then I finally got it. All right. You ready for this one? This is one of my favorite books of all time. And it got me into this obsession. So here it is. We're going back to Mystic for Mystic Comics. This glare is killing me. Mystic Comics number 7. Another Jack Kirby cover, by the way. But don't worry.
It's one of my personal favorites, too. It's just really...
It's the best.
For whatever reason, just a really amazing cover.
It's the best. It's the best. So let's take a look at Mystic Comics number 7. Oh, my God. So, yeah, another Jack Kirby. Is this with Joe Simon, too? Yeah.
No, I think so.
Yeah, Jack Kirby, Joe Simon. Again, another dungeon. God, I love I love the candy-colored dungeons. And, again, another Destroyer appearance here. But notably, you got Hitler unleashing
the LGPs here.
He is. Yeah, he's administering the LGPs. Yeah, out of
it's
what people...
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, go ahead.
I'll say it's pretty much, it's kind of shown that the worst thing Hitler could unleash was a bunch of LGPs. He could open up the box of anything and it's LGPs.
Yeah, totally. And so it's people refer to this as the Pandora's box cover, which maybe that's a story point in the inside. I've actually not read the story, but many times with these Golden Age covers, which is amazing, is they're not at all reflected in the inside. The cover content does not reflect the story on the inside.
Yeah.
Which is also weird because it's like, so does that mean that these artists are just imagining like some crazy ass shit to put on the cover with no form of basis whatsoever? Probably.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So I love this. And of course you have here this poor schmuck down here who's the war minister. And I love also that he's got the secret plans down here. You know, I love that. This skeleton for extra awesomeness down here.
Yeah.
As the deadly monsters from Hitler's trunk of terror were freed, the destroyer plunged down. And then here he is to save the day. And this like crazy weird statue holding a knife in the background that I guess is alive or it's another monster.
Yeah, I always thought that was a monster.
No, it is. I don't know why I thought it was a statue. I guess it's in that statuesque
sort
of
it
form.
might be. I mean,
no. I think that's a
I'm just glad we're not there right now.
But yeah, again, these candy colors, man, so fucking great with the yellow and the purple and the blue, and it just it adds something to this, you know, to have these just really heightened, crazy color treatments to these stories. Because I feel like, I don't know, wouldn't it be so cool to see a freaking movie of this, like, but with the color treatments intact, you know, like this?
I mean, I've always dreamed of just having Golden Age comic movies come to life, but I don't think it'll ever happen. But it's just, you know, just a nice fantasy to have.
Oh my God.
What they would look like, and imagine these covers coming to life on the big screen.
Oh, it'd be so incredible, especially the torch. Especially the torch, man.
Oh yeah,
like you know how they did the Werewolf by Night thing. Like if it's like they should do like an hour-long World War II set torch and destroyer dungeon crawler with these bright candy-ass colors. It'd be incredible. Colin,
all 20 of us would love it. It'd be the best time ever.
All 20 of us. I bet you we could turn other people on to it. Colin, no, for sure. The color palettes, man, are out of control on these. That's what really, really, really drives me to it. But yeah, guys, chime in. What do you think? Is this a good number 7? Are you pissed? Is it not cool enough?
I mean, it's one of those things where I thought, you know, such a good one, but the ones that we have here next are, I think, are a little more LGP. But this one I could easily see, you know, at the very top of the list. It's just, it's so good. It's Hitler unleashing LGP. So
yeah.
I could see it going anywhere. But it's a very good list, like you said, and there's a lot of very menacing LGPs out there.
Yeah, I like I said, I pushed for this one to be higher because it's one of my favorite books. So, okay, good. Sandia, thank you. Okay. Let's go to the next. You ready for number 6?
Let's see.
I own number 6 too.
Oh, nice.
Again, this is like where I was.
Have all 10.
I know, and this is where I was like, damn. I really have a lot of fucking LGP books. That's where this all came from. I was like, God, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Sean, I mean, dude, I know. I agree. I think it could be higher too. I am so flexing on right now. I'm sorry, guys. It's brutal. But hey, you know what? You know, this is all I collect is LGP. So this is my one chance to show off these. All right, so this one I bought as a green label qualified book. And the only reason I did it is because the colors on it were out of control. It was actually some of the boldest colors I've seen on an old Golden Age book. So that is okay. Number 6. We're still keeping with the theme of Marvel Mystery Comics. We're going back to Marvel Mystery Comics. This is number 29 here. Marvel Mystery Comics. Is our first Schomburg? I think so. Yeah. This will be our first.
I guess it is.
Our first Schomburg in the list. Marvel Mystery Comics number 29, y'all. Oh my God. Just get a load of this. Now, these fucking dudes down here. Again, talk about up to no good. Like, unreal here. It's a lot of personality in these guys. You know?
Yeah, that's what I love about them is that they are perfect LGPs.
Yeah. And totally unbothered by the fact that the torch is melting through the ceiling too.
They just do their thing until they can't, and they're just that's part of being them.
Yeah, totally. Oh my God. So yeah, obviously another woman in peril cover here, the bondage cover, and you have like she's about to be split by this saw in half, and then of course you have these hooded figures here. And special shout out to hooded guy with Tommy gun. Now that's something that I want to see in a flick too. Imagine that. That's just amazing. Mm-hmm. And
another perfect example of just another LGP cover where there's so much mayhem going on and just craziness, but they're right in the forefront, and they're, they got a lot of the attitude of the cover, but they're just kind of almost off to the side, but they're also right in the front. But there's just a lot of craziness going on in every single part of this cover.
Oh God, it's so good.
Typical LGP cover.
And we should say for the newcomers to these Golden Age covers, this is by Alex Schomburg, who's probably one of the most celebrated Golden Age cover artists, definitely top 2.
He's my favorite.
Oh, me too. And
number 1.
Number 1. Yeah, by a long shot. He didn't do a ton of
number 2.
Yeah, totally. He didn't do it. He didn't do. Yes, a red Tommy gun. Yeah, of course. He didn't do a lot of interior work. Most of it, he was he did pulp covers before comics, and then he kind of got into the world of doing covers for Timely Comics. Because Timely was also doing pulps and book covers, and that's where I think he was working for He was working for Martin Goodman, who was the publisher at the time, and they brought him over to do comics. And I mean, dude, he just kind of invented a lot of helped pioneer the medium in so many ways.
Absolutely.
I mean, you could look at a Schomburg cover and see where Jack Kirby took his cues from, in terms of the actual composition, like people's faces screaming in the corner, like that's like in every Kirby splash page, and that's all over Schomburg's work. So super highly influential dude, and of course when you marry the idea of whoever was coloring these fucking books and deciding on a red Tommy gun, green walls, and special shout out to this too. And I was talking to Ben Marra about this. He's a regular on the channel. This amazing yellow lighting on this is an incredible choice.
I didn't even notice that until you just pointed it out.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's great. So underutilized in terms of look on the face here too. You sort of see it on Suspense Comics 3, and I think you see it on some other stuff too.
Yeah.
But just that usage of yellow as like the sort of outlining, so that silhouetting light is incredible. And I think it's it's not really motivated much. I think it's supposed to be torches, flames, or maybe like a torch coming from somewhere else in the room. But man, that's so fucking cool. So anyway, awesome LGP, man. Awesome LGP. Right?
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Killer cover. Look at that too. And the primary red and yellow masthead. It's like, why wouldn't you grab this off the shelf? As a kid. Like, it's just screaming at you to grab this and buy it. So anyway, Yeah, exactly. Oh no, yeah, Patrick. Yeah, the actual, yeah, of course, the yellow off the saw blade as well too is just fucking awesome. All right, so there we go. All right, let me load up the next one. Oh, dude, God, this one's good. I don't own this one yet, but I'm going to.
Tell you all soon.
I will soon. This actually is the biggest hole, I think, in my LGP. Oh no, I think number one might be, but
Number one
this is yeah, we'll get there. But this is a glaring hole for me because I have loved this cover for so long. It's man, this is a good one. All right, this is again another Marvel Mystery Comics. There's a lot of these in the list.
I think there's a bunch grouped right here in the middle of the list where they're so good.
They're kind
of similar but different, and they're all great.
This one is so good and nightmarish. This is a fucking nightmare, this cover. Okay, this is an actual nightmare, and this is the movie. This is, if I were to do the Torch movie adaptation, I think this is definitely going to be a scene in the film. So here you go.
Cool.
Ready? Marvel Mystery Comics number 19. Check it out.
Oh yeah.
God. And it's so good because you have Toro, who is, the sidekick Torch, who is, shackled up here to this weird sci-fi block. And then you have the LGP are driving this fucking drill machine right into a flaming Toro. And then, of course, Torch melts through the wall and tries to destroy the drill at the last possible second.
That's LGP army right there, and
of course there's a commander, fucking LGP commander,
yeah.
Fucking LGP fucking commander, and you need that too. A lot of these Schomburg covers have the overseer. It has the hooded figure seated at the throne who's kind of masterminding everything, which is such a cool detail that he puts into these covers. But God, I love this one, man. I don't know, man. This is, and of course you just get the awesome, is that Submariner 1 or?
Yeah,
number
1 there.
Yeah, amazing. That's the extra bonus that you get the cover to Submariner 1 also on the cover. Yeah.
And all those LGPs, each individually, even the one that you can't see the eyes, but they all have their own little personality and their own little person, and the guy driving over there just got a little LGP driving that thing, and it makes your imagination go. You think about these little guys, setting this whole thing up and driving it around, and just they're just awesome.
Oh, it's amazing.
You don't want to come across them, but they're awesome to look at in the Golden Age art.
God, and there's just something so terrifying about this. I think something that doesn't get enough credit about the Human Torch is, think about it for a minute, okay? I know Johnny Storm and the Fantastic Four. I mean, he's been around forever, so everybody, it's just, Johnny Storm, right? Fucking, guy driving a nice car, with a girl and everything. No, the Human Torch is so much more terrifying. It's a guy on fucking fire, I just try to imagine, all these set pieces he's the scariest superhero of all time. He's a guy on fucking fire, melting through a wall and freaking people. You imagine how insane that would be, to see. And I just imagine that the treatment of that character could potentially be so much more terrifying than it's usually presented, And in these covers, to me, it presents the Torch as a terrifying entity. I don't know if anybody agrees.
Yeah, no, definitely. And he's pretty much a robot and just really crazy. And I agree. I'd like to see a Dark Golden Age movie, dark Human Torch movie. That would be, I'd be first in line to go see that.
Just imagine him melting through a wall and the sound of a man on fire and everyone screaming because they're on fire. It would be just a fucking.
And he wants to melt through walls too. It would be, if he has his own movie, he's gonna melt through the wall about 20, 30 times. It's gonna be great to see.
Of course. And the fact that in this cover too, out of context, I'm sure for people that aren't familiar with the series, the fact that there is a big Torch coming through the wall trying to save a smaller Torch version of himself. That is, like I said, again, a fucking nightmare. So, love it. Marvel Mystery number 19 makes that is our number 5, right? Yeah.
Ah, very nice. Yeah.
All right.
A lot of great LGPs in Marvel Mystery.
Oh, so good. Now, this next one I also don't own, and this one is extremely rare from what I gather. And it's not even comic sized, typical comic sized, right? This one is a like pocket sized comic, if I remember correctly.
Speed?
Yeah. So number 4 is, this is a good one, you guys. This is Speed Comics number 16. Okay.
Oh man, that is. I think it's the toughest on the list. I never see them for sale. Ever.
Yeah, and this
Ever.
is amazing because go ahead.
There's the tough ones, but you see them here and there. This one you never ever see.
Oh no, yeah, this is very Power Comics too, guys. I mean, for sure, this is probably the most power looking one on the list. Oh, what's up, Steve? How you doing, Steve? I don't I don't know who did this. I don't know who the artist of this one is. Should I look it up real fast? Let me see, because I also wanted to get the year on it too. Do you know?
For this?
Yeah.
I'm not sure exact year. Let me see.
Oh my God.
42.
God, yeah. It's also like it's like if you see it in a slab, it's like a little tiny book. That's like
it's digest size.
Yeah, it's digest
Yeah,
size.
from
Oh, it's
42.
It's Al Avison who did it. Who did the cover? And this is from Harvey Publications, obviously, who did the Speed Comics thing. And yeah, it's digest size. Yeah, unbelievable. So awesome. Yeah, from 1942. So if you haven't figured it out already from staring at this, what makes this great? Obviously, it's a World War II cover, like we mentioned, but you got an army of LGP. Probably
that's the biggest army ever.
This is the most per freaking capita here. But then you also see this is an underground tunnel with a ladder to the White House.
You know, is that Hitler? Is it a Hitler cover? I know there's controversy.
I think it must be.
I think it's a Hitler
mustache.
cover, but I know some people think it's not a Hitler cover.
Oh, really?
I think it's Hitler.
I mean, look at the mustache.
I've heard debate on it.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's Hitler, but yeah, so it's a Hitler cover too, to boot.
Yeah, the perspective going off into the back, guys, is so wrong and weird and amazing that it just adds so much to it. But check out these guys. Check out this dude right here.
Yeah, they're all so good. Oh man,
so good.
That's why it's so high up on the list. It's just such an amazing, the way they're running, their outfits.
It's
their evil red eyes, coming to invade the White House right now with Hitler. Hitler doesn't have an army; he just has a lot of LGPs.
Yeah, he does. He does. God, that's so crazy. Amazing. God, this book is awesome. Dude, and look at this dude. Who is this? Do we know who that is? Is that like the Speed Comics guy? I don't know what his name is. I'm not sure. But man, I love it.
Blank.
J. Jonah Jameson. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Oh, man. Again, that same color treatment, though. The weird purple, yellow, red, the whole thing. It's amazing. So good. Dog agrees. Okay, so that's number 4. Because now we're about to get into the top 3. Okay, you ready for the top 3?
I'm ready, but it's a good list, and there's a lot of great LGP covers, and just even if some didn't make the cut, but this is, if you're looking to collect LGPs, this is a great list to have.
Oof, there's gonna be a lot of competition after this video. Okay, so number 3, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know you're really hot on number 2. Number 3 and 2 are like, you catch me on a different day of the week, I could flip them around. These are.
Yeah. For me, I had number 2 and 3 at the top of my list. These were just the
yes.
2 that I think were the quintessential LGP covers. And if you like Little Green People, you need to have these 2 covers. Otherwise, you just really don't like Little Green People covers.
Yeah, this is like we're starting to get into like the FF49 of LGP covers here. So okay, so this one, I love this comic for the fact that it's a fucking LGP cover, but I also love it because just the backstory behind it is so fascinating, to me at least. So, and I actually love it so much that I own 2 copies of it.
Oh.
So we're talking about number 3, the Challenger, number 2, from 1945. So The Challenger. I absolutely love this book. This book is the coolest thing ever. But let's
Nice
take
that
a
you
look
have two
at it.
copies there.
Gotta have two. Gotta have two for this one. All right, so check this out.
Oh man,
Man,
that is as LGP as it gets.
I mean,
It could be number one.
it probably should be number one, actually.
Mhm.
I had a really tough time because I actually thought that this could be. I don't know. To me, it might be number two.
I think the top three are all very, I can see
Interchangeable.
myself saying differently on different days of the week too, as which one's number one, because they're also they just capture what LGP is all about.
LGP, you know me. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, the hero on Speed Comics 16 is Captain Freedom. That's right.
Okay.
Good, Patrick. You got to have this. Got to have this. Sup, Hiram? All right, so the Challenger. Check this out. I don't know if you know the backstory on this comic. Do you?
No, I can't say I do. But
So this
let's zoom in on these LGPs too.
this was published by a church. This comic. So this really fits now into it. This is a bona fide power comic from the 40s. This is a self-published book by a church that was creating stories that were anti-fascist, anti-racist. Imagine that back in the 40s, and that was sort of what a lot of the material that they were putting out in, because I think there's like 4 or 5 issues in the run, and so yeah, published by a church in the 40s, which is pretty amazing. Not by a major publication, totally bootstrapped by a church. That's why at the top of the label it says Interfaith Publications. So pretty amazing.
And if you took this cover, and if I didn't know what it was, if I'd never seen it, and you told me this was a power comic, I'd believe you.
I know.
It really has that look to it.
It really does, like in the faces. And just everything. But it's so great. What a great, and a very undervalued book, by the way.
This one does not go for a lot, especially compared to other books. There's a lot of books on this list that are very hard to find, very expensive.
Yeah.
This one's not one of them. And there's a few on the list that aren't too much, but most books on this list are gonna set you back a good amount.
God, I love his hand over the LGP face there. It's amazing.
He's got that little knife. They all have little knives.
They all have little knives. But I love how it's like hate, is like written on one of them, and greed and fear, and it's amazing. What a cover, man. Yeah. This could be number one, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
God.
And definitely number one for that Golden Age LGP power comic crossover.
Sandia Steve says, I'm going to get banned for this, but Challenger isn't top 5. No, don't agree. No, this could be one. This is.
Well, see, that's the thing. When we were making the list, there's definitely a few that were after this that I definitely like a lot more than this book, but this is definitely way more LGP than.
Oh yeah,
this is as LGP as it gets.
And
I would rather have a Mystic Comic 7 myself.
Oh yeah,
and I like the cover more, but this is definitely for me. This is more of a LGP.
Exactly.
That was the debate we kept having, is what how to put the list into order, and what the covers are.
I should have been upfront by saying that a lot of times when you see Golden Age folks making lists and ranking stuff, it's usually based on value. There's no value we're equating to any of these. This is we're just purely talking about the art, and we're sort of taking that out of it. I mean, it's more in a power comics lens, at least with this one. And I just love
levels.
Exactly. And I just love how weird this dude is drawn and looks, and it's just awesome. This guy, it's great. I love it. I love it. I think it's killer.
I hope they beat up that hate and fear.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, I just love how simple it is, too. Just the Challenger on black. It's awesome.
Yeah.
66 pages. Yeah, so definitely everybody get out and get your copy of the Challenger, man. This is a real deal book.
I'm about to have to do that.
Dude, there was a Promise Collection one that I saw at a show, and it wasn't that much, and it was a 9.6 or something like that, or a 9.2, and I was like, I should be the one that has this, but I didn't pull the trigger. All right, you ready for number 2?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is really, God, this is maybe the most violent cover, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 and 3 are very violent.
That's true. Okay, here we go. Weird Chills Number 2. Is this the only straight up horror cover on here? I think so.
I mean, they're all definitely. When you have LGP, it's horror, but this is the only I think that's really pre-code horror that we have.
Yeah. Oh my God! So where to even start with this? Let's start here because it's like the most insane.
They're very little, and this is another one where each one has their own personality and is an individual little green person.
Right. Oh my God! Don Knotts, no, yeah, exactly. That's yeah. This prying into the inside of the eyeball is brutality there. Yeah, this is at the height of the horror pre-code horror thing where there was no rules. And look at this, man. Yeah, the nail through the lip into the mouth is pretty fucking rugged. I love it. That's
this
awesome.
Just takes LGP and makes it as LGP as it gets. Just as crazy, violent, mayhem, mischief, no good for no reason, just because. And they're really small. I think this is also the smallest. Well, the Challenger, they're pretty small too, but these guys are the smallest little green
people. They're the
smallest. So small and so menacing, doing the most damage.
Yeah.
And they're loving it too. They're having such a great time that all of them have so much joy. All 4 of them. Just so much joy in all their faces.
This is Bernard Bailey, right? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Just very brutal cover. God, and just hammering this nail into his head too. That's really got everything. It's great. And I have the most beat copy of this book too that I got. But I think it adds to it. When you got a copy of this.
Yeah, a lot of pre-code horror. Yeah, in low grade, it's got more character. And
I agree. Yeah,
and it shows.
Yeah, pre-code horror, you need to have that patina and wear on it to make it even. It adds to it, And so I was happy to. I think I got this for like $100.
Oh wow, nice!
And it's like taped, It's all taped and smashed, and it's got like this
but
weird.
You got the whole image there.
You got the whole image. There it is. Yeah. LGP number 2.
All the fun.
Okay. Is it time for number 1?
Yeah, I think that's time.
Does anybody have any guesses of what number 1 is before we show it? Anyone? You think they can guess it?
What think is number 1 and what we haven't done yet?
Yeah, is there anyone you've been waiting for and haven't seen?
Yeah, there was a lot of great ones that easily could have made this list. That
100%.
We'll give some honorable mentions to, but
yes, there will be some.
One that says at the top.
Got some guesses. All right. Yeah, it's hard to deny this. It's hard to deny this because, man, how can you top LGP Hitler? Hitler himself as LGP.
And this is probably the best cover on the list. It's number 1 for many reasons. It's the best. I think it's the best cover on the whole list.
Yeah.
The best LGP. You got green Hitler LGP, green LGPs. You got little skeletons in the background all wearing green suits, which don't really count, but they're there. And you have all the enemies are wearing green suits, and our LGPs are their own kind. But you got pickle Hitler
everything. But dude, so okay. First off, this little what is that, like Richard Scarry's Busy Town, kind of like worm coming out of the ear of Hitler. His emo haircut too, which I'm now seeing more in detail here. It's pretty amazing. Screamo band haircut, and jamming his fist down on the skeleton chair again. And what I was talking about too with the Schomburg, this is Alex Schomburg, obviously, but that he has the always has the overlord sitting at the table, commanding the torture. And of course, we see Toro here tied up.
This is one of the best implementations of that, where it's Hitler at his throne of skulls and skeletons, and the swastika in the back, and he's pounding it. And it's also, it's my personal, debatably first, best Hitler cover there is of all the Hitler covers. And there's a lot of great ones, but this one, if it's not the top, it's one of my top 3 definitely. It's just so amazing.
I think it's number 1, closely followed by Headline Comics 8 for me.
I think it's number 1 too. It's just it's that level.
Again, the colors, we're talking about another yellow candy color dungeon. And then like you said, you have these guys up here, which are incredible. And these guys, too, the Greys, skeleton, weird little people, Nazi people.
Skeletons with machine guns. You have the crazy torture device in the middle.
Yeah, this torture device. Like this is already fucked up. Their feet are gone, I'm sure, already.
Oh, no. Oh, they'll be saved. Torch got this.
Okay. Again, guy on fire. Like, adding a guy on fire to this freaking scene is just insane.
Punching an LGP.
Yeah, punching this guy. It's really has everything. Yeah, it's just, and it's, probably the most valuable comic on the list, I would imagine too. And it's this is the LGP Grail, as we say, right?
Yeah, that's why we were saying when you have the hole that you're looking to. Well, this is the one right there. This is the one that everyone wants, and that's top of the LGP.
Yeah, hashtag LGP investments. This would be number one, I think. So anyway, that is the list of the top 10 LGP. I mean, that was
a lot of fun.
That was great, right?
I'm curious what people think about it, and if we missed any of their favorites.
Definitely let us know. We do have some honorable mentions, though. We cannot leave people behind without their honorable mentions, because there's a lot of really great ones here. All right. Here we go. Okay, so again, there are more LGPs in Marvel Mystery Comics. And this one you had on your top 10, and I booted it out in favor of, I think, Marvel Mystery 12. But this is
I had 12 out, but it's definitely a great one, and you made a very good case for it.
This is a really good one too. And it's got, I mean, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 LGP on the cover too. So
I'm surprised it didn't make it.
This is an LGP 10 rating here. Okay, you ready? Marvel Mystery Comics 24. Oh God. And this is, they got like the extinguishing hoses. They're just spraying it with acid. They're spraying it with acid. Okay, I got it. That's right. It can't just be water. It's got to be acid.
They always have the tools that they need.
Yeah. And this one's great. This is kind of a sleeper LGP as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I don't hear a lot of people talking about this one that much. It's not like a classic cover.
I mean, I don't hear much buzz about it, but it's definitely a great one. And
buzz.
People that like LGP definitely know about this one. I like that. That one in particular is a really great LGP. That one guy standing there, he just really.
This one
speaks to me, I guess you would say. That's why I really like this one.
It's amazing.
They're all good. They're all to no good. Again, they have their whole army. They're just causing mischief, being little green people as always.
Yeah, that's great. Great color strike on this too. Just the color treatment on it is awesome too. The purple, over here that ties in with the acid vats, and you got some little LGP sneaking up here. It's cool. This is a sweet ass cover, man. Is this Schomburg or not?
I believe so.
Is it? Okay. Are you sure?
No,
it kind of looks like Sid Shores or something. I'm gonna look right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure on this one. I've actually never owned this one. I should, but I'm not 100% on the artist on that, because I could. It's one of those ones where I could see it being Schomburg or Shores.
Let's see. God damn it! No cover information available. Someone tell me if you can Google it up there. Who's the cover artist on this bad boy?
We'll never know.
Oh, it is Alex Schomburg. Sorry, I just found it. Alex,
okay.
We'll never know. Yeah, awesome. And wow, 1941 on this one too. Damn. Wow, 1941.
LGPs were very good for early war, before the war, when they didn't really want to use Access.
True.
For the enemy, that was just use LGP. They're great for everything.
That's true.
And then when they were doing Germans and everything, then the LGPs just joined them in their battle for being the bad guys.
That's true. Yeah, they were allies. The LGP. Oh man. So
this one we weren't really sure how little they were. That was part of the debate, but we love this cover. It's a great one. It's got green people up to no good. Their size is questionable though.
Oh man, dude, I love this cover. I need to own this book. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, there wasn't any MLJ, I think, on the top 10. But
No, but there was a lot of my honorable mentions were there's a lot of MLJs there, and they're all so good, but just look at it, they just didn't beat the top 10 as far as LGPs, but there's a lot of good ones in MLJ.
There is, yeah, and Pep Comics, obviously, for those who don't know, Pep Comics just a few issues after this one, number 16, I think it was Pep 22 is where Archie debuted. So, but prior to Archie, they had superhero comics like the Shield here, and a lot of times fighting bigger green people.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of normal sized green people, especially that they're fighting, and
yes,
big green people, and all kinds of variations of that. Little red people, purple people.
Oh, Tofo, comment of the night: 2 tiny holes in the neck. Yes, exactly. And this is the double hypodermic needle. People love collecting these hypodermic needle covers, and this is one of the best because it's
one of them.
double. Yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely awesome. Love the Pep comic style. Love it. Okay, next one. Oh, I threw this one in. It's not an LGP. It is another BGP, but it's such a great BGP.
There was a lot of those that are worth mentioning because they're very close. They just couldn't fit the bill.
Yeah, I mean, we're here. Are we doing this again? So here we go. All right. Check this one out. I fucking love this. Shield Wizard number 3. I snuck this one in because I thought that the Power Comics fan base would appreciate this one, mainly because of this incredible uppercut here on this. It's so good, and it reminds me of Captain America 3. With I don't know what the Shield sidekick is named, but him strapped to this rocket. It's a much more bootleg, version of it.
It's like a performance version.
Yeah,
but it's a really good one, and they're normal size, but they're up to no good, and they really, if they were just about a few inches shorter, they'd be LGPs.
Yeah, incredible. And like I love how space is rendered here too. Like just total Trapper Keeper, it's not even it's just so generic.
It's very Power Comics here. This whole thing is very I can see why you like this one.
Right? Like this is me. This is so me. Look at that. I love it. Yeah, this is a great golden. I'm sure this is like 41, or something in there. Yeah, it's awesome. I love this cover. I need to own this cover. Okay, so that one I snuck in there. What else do we got? Oh, I snuck this one in. Again, proportions tough to determine what's going on here, but another MLJ. We have number 8, top notch number 18 with the black hood. Obviously, man, I fucking awesome, right? Like LGP coming out of the grave.
They look a little normal size, but they fit. Other than their size, they pretty much are LGPs, and they're fitting the whole, mayhem and inside the cemetery up to no good and everywhere.
Yes.
There's a lot of covers like that where they're normal. Again, they're normal size, but they're acting like LGPs.
Yeah, they are. I love this one too. He's falling in. It's amazing. Yeah. Wow. Crazy cover. Okay, next one. Oh, you had this one.
Oh yeah. That's another one. They're wearing suits here, but this is another good timely LGP here.
God, yeah. All select number 9. You got Captain America here making his first appearance on the show tonight with Bucky and these. Oh, have we?
No, I'm saying where's he been? He actually in his own series he fights a lot of different normal sized green people and a few different covers. But no, I looked, but I couldn't find. There's no doesn't really fight any LGPs on covers.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, look at these. Yeah, the in the space suits here. It's amazing. Again, Schomburg cover. You got Toro. You got Torch here. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, this is a great one. This is our first LGP in space.
Yeah, this is a very sci-fi LGP.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America too, which makes it Captain America and Human.
Love Cap. All right, honorable mention. Next one. Oh,
ooh, I love this one. This one I wanted to be in the top 10. But it just doesn't fit it again. But so
I don't know. It's on a different day. On a different day, it could be.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Zip Comics number 12. I love Zip. Zip is like, to me, the most bootleg of the MLJs. Like the lowest budget MLJ. In some ways. But I mean, this is a Charles Bureau cover. He's awesome, but I mean, yeah, you could see some power sensibilities here too, like in this face here, and yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, obviously these dudes hanging out here. I mean,
they're just little watching LGPs.
Yeah, but that is some LGP right there. Wow, Dickie in the Magic Forest. By the way, there you go. Yeah, Zip Comics 12. I'm glad that is included. That's another great one. Oh, this is what you were mentioning earlier. This is
that's the number 5 there.
Amazing Adventures.
The number 4
5.
had the little robot, little guy controlling the robot. This is the one right after it, where you have little green alien people.
Yep, definitely like a Little Green Men kind of thing, or like a yeah. And this is that pulp style again that we were talking about.
Yeah, another painted cover.
Yeah, it's cool. Love it. That's awesome. All right. Oh, and now we got some Schomburg airbrush, right? Is that what we're looking at?
Oh, yeah. Schomburg comes back to the list.
Yeah. Yeah, Schomburg into the 50s was doing a lot of these airbrush covers, totally changing up his style. And it's cool because he signs all of his airbrushes, Zella, which is Alex backwards, which is awesome. For this, you have the sci-fi good girl cover here. Definitely some weird alien LGP. That's pretty freaky. But cool.
It's also really cool that Schomburg was on the list earlier with a few covers, and this is very different from that style, but also has the LGPs there. Again, up to no good.
And then we added this one, which I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. Are these even peas? I don't think they're peas. But yeah, another Schomburg airbrush, Startling 53. Honorable mention because just, I guess, on pure what the fuck and volume of them.
Little green monster guys.
Yeah.
Little green, and they're taking over the whole ship, and they're just everywhere.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They did.
Amazing. Cool Schomburg airbrush. Oh, this one, dude.
This was another one that the size was up to debate.
But just how awesome is this cover?
That's a great
one. God, it's
Lots
so
of
good.
Fun.
Planet Comics number 10. This has got to be really early. It's got to be like 1940, right? Wow. Or earlier? Yeah.
No, I don't think it's early, but it's definitely that time period.
That is awesome. I love the old Planet Comics masthead with like the bolts in it and stuff.
Oh yeah, the rivets.
Yeah, the rivets. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're awesome. Look at that, dude. It's a great cover.
Very good. Don't know what size they are, but it's an awesome cover, and they're up to absolutely no good carrying torches.
No. That's awesome.
They need to be promoted.
That's killer. Oh, Zip coming back. I put this in as an honorable mention because they're little gray people, but
they're not green, but they really should be. They really this would have been top 10 if these were green, but they're not. But
but hey, it's the same acronym
on them.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It's the same acronym though, so it's still it's still LGP technically. Little gray people. No, that's actually his swastika medallion, I think, that is floating there. But yeah, I love this pushing down the TNT or whatever. Yeah, amazing. Zip Comics again, number 30. Yeah, this one's killer, man.
So a lot of Zips made honorable mentions. They this one they weren't green, but they're just such a great cover.
I know, it's so great. And this one in the corner stabbing the guy. It's amazing.
that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's 100% LGP.
Oh, dude, Sean, do it, please. I'll post 2. Okay, Sean says I'll post 2 of the most rare LGP tonight. You haven't mentioned them yet?
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what that is, Sean. I'd love to see what LGPs we missed. Sean would definitely know what LGPs we missed.
Oh, yeah, this is the last honorable mention. These literally are little green people. Is this Maurice Whitman? Yeah, I love. Is it? I love Maurice Whitman.
Yeah,
man. He's great. This is into the 50s here with Ghost Comics number 2. I mean, this is kind of taking it a little more literal, but these are actual little green people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. On this
They're
awesome cover.
coming out of the thread of that guy, and they're just
Yeah.
up to
It's really
mayhem.
cool. I love it. I love his covers, man. I love the Ghost Comics covers.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
really cool. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's the last honorable mention for tonight. So Sean, you got me really interested in what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Two
me
of the
too.
most rare that we missed. Sean, do you have Speed Comics 16, by the way? You should let us know. The one with the White House. I want to know if you have that. All right.
That book is so tough.
Yeah, it's
Again,
the toughest.
Out of all the books we mentioned, most of them you'll see come around here and there. They're all pretty tough, but that one,
No.
I can't remember ever seeing one for sale. It just never comes up.
No. Speed Comics 16. Sean, I'll roll it back for you real quick. It's the pocket-sized one we were talking about. This one. Speed Comics 16, the digest size Speed Comics. Wonder if you have that. That's really rare. Thank you for watching us while you're cooking too. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you don't anymore. Okay, so at one point you had one. Okay, awesome. God damn, that's so cool. Well, that's it for the first episode, I guess, of the Power Age. Our first episode devoted to the Golden Age comics here on Power Comics. I mean,
yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me to join you on that.
Of course, Lee. I mean, you had to. You had to. I mean, it was literally you and me at this bar, tearing the place down, trying to decipher, what is LGP and how many there are, and trying to name them all. And so I figured might as well do it on the air. So here we are doing it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do. Yeah, I definitely want to do more of these. I want to get some of my other friends in on it too. You're also welcome back. I want to do top 10 torture devices next. What do you think?
That would be a lot of fun because there's a lot of great ones.
Top 10 Golden Age torture devices on covers.
If you make any top 10 list for Golden Age, Marvel Mystery 46 is going to be the top of every list.
I know. It is.
Best torture device. Best Green Hitler.
Yeah.
Best LGP.
Yeah. It's true.
It's got a lot going for it.
Yeah. Maybe it has to be disqualified, like automatic. Like it's like a zero placement. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in and watching this episode tonight. I had a fun time hanging out. Thanks, everybody in the chat. A few things. If you haven't seen the last video that I did yesterday, I think I put it up. I went in depth on our 2 new Power Comics releases. Check those out because they're amazing, and the products are available now. We have of course, I got to send you this, by the way, Lee, the Earthman collection of Robert Nunn.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see that.
We also have Crowbar 9 by our friend Steve McCardle, who's in the chat. This is his series from the late 90s. I mean, this is some serious 90s here. But it's awesome stuff. So Crowbar 9 and Earthman are available now. The link is in the description if you want to order those. They're available. It's the best way to support the channel and to support the artists, too, behind all the Power Comics that we re-release and everything like that. Tofo, Gabe was busy tonight. I think he was leaving town for the holidays, so he was going to be on tonight's show, but unfortunately I wanted to get this in before. I didn't have time to do it because of the holidays. So anyway, all right, everybody, thanks so much. And, there's Steve. Hey, what's up, Steve? And we'll catch you next time. Like I said, I mentioned at the top of the show, this might be the last broadcast from this location for me because I'm moving next week. So we might resume the channel in my new location. So Lee, you're here at the end of an era here, at the end of the Power Comics.
Good luck with that move, and it was a pleasure to be here for the very end and to see it. It was great to start with the Golden Age for yourself. That a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
It was a blast.
Absolutely,
LGP.
man. LGP, you know me and you.
LGP myself.
Yeah.
Even though I already was. So.
I'm going to get LGP like tattooed on these knuckles, like LGP. See, yeah. Or LGP for life would fit on my 2 knuckles. That's what I'll do.
You go.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. And we will see you again shortly. Maybe not until after the holidays, but stick around. Also, if you're new to the channel, you're here because Lee is a celebrity that he is, definitely hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our channel because he'll be back, and you'll want to see other shit that we're doing too. So, all right, everybody. Take care. And, yeah, of course. We'll see you later. All right, take care. Have a good night and a great rest of your week. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Power